Good morning. Let us start with the topic challenges and the opportunities of digital governance. I already explained what is digital governance. First of all, we will try to understand what are the basic challenges in front of us. We will try to understand what opportunities are available in digital governance. So, first of all, digital governance actually refers to the use of information and communication technology and to deliver public services and enable citizen engagement and enhance the transparency, accountability and efficiency in the governance. You already know that there are these are the factors of a good governance. So and e-governance or digital governance is the method to provide all the to reach all the targets of a good governance in any organization. So first of all, it represents the transition from traditional bureaucratic model to a more data driven, participatory and real time governance system. I hope you understand this thing. So India's digital governance push is anchored by digital initiative like Digital India. What is Digital India? They have started one umbrella program where they try to initiate those policies, those programs which can help us to be digitally sound, digitally more transparent, digitally more accountable. So all the information is available digitally. So Aadhaar card is one of the example. Umang is another way of implementing the digital governance, and e-governance is the another e-governance mission mode project are provided by the government to implement the digital governance in India. So it's not only about digital. India is only a country which is emphasizing on digital governance system. It is a global scenario which is changing every day. So now why we are why world is moving toward digital governance? Why we are moving towards the efficiency, effectiveness? Why? What is the relevance in that? So first of all, it provide the it enhances the service delivery. Getting my point? So the earlier which employee or a citizen have to go physically to one place, now it is easier for them to come to the digital platform and they can get their services very easily, efficiently and effortlessly. So digital platform have reduced the time, cost and effort and required to access government services. Schemes like DigiLocker. Do you know about DigiLocker? So DigiLocker is that all the documents which are provided by the government are there in they are at one place digitally. So it can be accessed by any person who like you are authorized person for your digital documents. So you will be having access to them, and anybody whom you are giving access, that can also access those documents from digitally only. So this is another method. E-hospital is the another way to provide or enhance the digital services. So Bharat Bill Pay has streamlined citizen interaction with the state. So what this promotes? It promotes convenience, inclusivity and especially for rural and the marginalized community who previously faced geographical and procedural barriers. Earlier what used to happen, there are geographical gap. Everyone cannot reach to a particular place because of any this or that reason. So it can be women, it can be disabled people or whosoever don't have even money to pay to or go to one place to another place. So he can just within their within their own houses, or they can get the services done. So this is the another benefit. It enhances the service delivery. So second point is improve transparency and accountability. Transparency means it is real time monitoring tools, public dashboard and digital payments reduce corruption by minimizing human discretion. The more things are transparent, the policy between policymaker and the person who are getting the benefit of those policy, it will increase the transparency, it will increase the what do you opaqueness, that you are knowing what decision is being taken for you, what are your rights, what are your duties. So everything is transparent. It's not, things are not hidden. When things are hidden, it leads to the corruption. So it has improved the transparency and accountability. Suppose a person has to take the responsibility. Now who it it clarifies who has to take what responsibility, who is responsible towards whom, and what is expected who is having any kind of authority, what is expected, what what they are accountable for what they are responsible towards. So digital governance has enhanced the transparency and accountability. So further it has enhanced transparency in transaction. What usually used to happen, people used to give money to the people who are on the authority. So bribery was given. So now when digital transaction is done, most of the things are transparent with the help of digital governance. So next is the citizen centric governments. So this governance encourages participatory decision making platform like my government. Now what is my government? It is a master website, you can say, or a master platform where you, from which platform you can go to access the complete government. It's not only about one department, all the department, all the ministries, anything which is related to the government is available on my government website or my government platform. So PG portal and RTI online empower citizen to engage directly with the policymaker, file grievances and provide policy feedbacks. So next is data driven policy making. Now what is data driven policy making? The rise of digital database, Aadhaar linked schemes enable more evidence based governance. Real time analytics is scheme like aspirational district program will help identify bottlenecks and optimize resource allocation. Data driven policy making help us to know for whom we need to make the data or for whom we need to make the policies, and how much resource we have and to what extent we can provide them any kind of services. So now the decisions are not based on paperwork or just assumption based. So now the decisions are based on analytics, based on datas. So based on these the government is making the decision. Fifth is financial inclusion. That is, financial inclusion means that you are not leaving anybody behind. You are including everyone in financial decision or financial related aspects. So JAM Trinity's Jan Dhan Aadhaar Mobile has facilitated direct benefit transfer, reducing the leakages and ensure welfare entitlement each instant beneficiaries. Now earlier, if I take an example of it was in 2015, 2015 when they started Jan Dhan Yojana, Jan Dhan Jan cards, or they opened the bank account for everyone. Now at this point of time in India, everyone has their own bank account, and they were started with a zero amount. So they had some kind of backup in their mind. They had some kind of thinking that they are going to provide money directly in the account of the citizens, whether it is widow women, because widow women is getting benefits, little benefits from the government as an aid, and the single child, like it may be scholarship, it may be social benefits, it may be any kind of benefit which earlier used to provide how through the hierarchy. Suppose there used to be a authorized person in a village, in a town. They used to come to a particular platform, they used to provide finances, like financial benefit which is provided by the government. And in 1985 one Lal Bahadur Shastri said, he was a renowned politician and and he told that only 85 rupees, only 15 paisa is reached to the actual beneficiaries, and 85% of the money is taken by the middleman. So this is the reason direct benefit transfer is helpful in directly providing the money in the accounts of the beneficiaries. So when physically things are moving, it leads to the corruption. Okay, but when money is directly transferred from the government to the beneficiary's account, there is the chances of corruption leads to zero. So financial inclusion not only help in reducing the corruption, but also includes everyone. Getting my point? So sixth point is disaster management and public health. Now digital platform like Covin, Ayurveda, Arogya Setu and NDMA dashboard have helped manage COVID-19 and other crises efficiently. um, Now what used to happen under disaster management, there was COVID happened, disaster, that was like a pandemic situation. At that time they implemented one COVID. So based on they provided license to move from one place to another, like there were the things become digitally more sound during the time of COVID. So similarly, they provide Arogya Setu app to get uh, any medical help. If a person cannot come to a city, big city, and he wants some kind of medical advice, they can take that advice with the help of Arogya Setu app. They have to download it, and the doctors who are renowned, they will be connecting through the Arogya Setu app, and they can get the benefit while sitting at their home. They can take the precaution. They can take the medicine. So this is the another method of providing. This is where digital governance is helpful. So now next we are moving towards the what are the challenges of digital governance. Now what are the challenges? Digital governance is helpful in many ways, but it is not without challenges. Despite growing smartphone penetration, access to the digital governance remains skewed. Rural urban divide is there, gender based and class based digital divides are there. As per NFSC 5, only 42% of the rural women have ever used the internet, limiting trust inclusivity. So I hope you can understand with just one fact that only 42% of the rural women are able to use the internet. And I am not denying the fact that they have some financial constraint also in using the internet. Maybe they are educated, uh, even then they may or may not have the smartphone, and if they have the smartphone they may not have internet. So there is a huge digital divide which is causing a challenge in front of digital governance. So next is cyber security and data privacy. It increased digitization, raised risk of hacking, surveillance, and data misuse. The Aadhaar data leak, incidents of ransomware attacks by government portal. There is vulnerability. That means personal data protection bill, which was passed in 2023 as a Digital Data Protection Act, is a step, but enforcement still remain a big challenge in front of government. Why? Most of the things, after chat gpt when see, everything is, you cannot control everything. It is the awareness, and awareness only which can help in controlling the challenges. Suppose there was a ghibli, I hope you remember. Ghibli was like everyone posted one ghibli photo. They generated one ghibli photo from chat gpt. But it has its own danger behind that. How? With that they have captured their biometrics. The pupil, what are biometrics? They are they can be misused in any way. So ghibli should have never been used, but everyone used that ghibli, and they kept it on their WhatsApp, everywhere, wherever they can kept. So it's not our like, we have digital identity these days. It should be protected first. You should not be posting your photos or your anything on digital media. So it is the first step towards awareness, because when everything is available online and it is on the lm this uh, uh, this chat gpt and all, so it takes the data and it can be misused later by any person who is a stealer or who want to misuse in this or that way. So first of all, awareness is the only way we can deal with the challenge. Next is digital literacy is the another way. It is an part and parcel of your awareness. So digital literacy is a significant section of population lack basic digital skills. These create dependency on the middleman, increases the risk of exploitation. For example, rural users struggle to use Kisan Suvidha or eNAP platform without assistance. The people who like government is providing Kisan Suvidha, through which they provide all the knowledge related to soil, related to nutrition for their crops, or and weather related information is provided through these apps. But a farmer who is not able to download that, and he or she may not be able to use it properly. So in that scenario, they need a middleman. So today the another challenge is digital illiteracy. They may be literate, but digital literacy is still a big challenge in front of digital governance. Next is infrastructural gap. What is that? Reliable internet, electricity and devices are prerequisite for digital governance. In many regions, these remain inconsistent or absent. The BharatNet project aims to address this, but progress has been uneven. Properly, most of the population is still facing the infrastructural gap. Because of that, they are not able to take the advantage of digital governance system. Next is algorithmic bias and ethical concern. Now, what is algorithmic bias? AI driven governance system risks reflecting societal bias. Uh, predictive policing, facial recognition and automated benefit targeting can unintentionally discriminate against certain groups. India lacks a comprehensive AI ethics framework, making outside difficult. Maybe the decision is taken by the few participants. I'll give you a very small example. See, there was some surveys happen online, so everyone is not participating. So based on the data they derive from those surveys is cannot be journalized. Why? Because most of the section of the society are not participating, and who are participating, they are either staying in very developed areas, or they are having like knowledge or which is generally not available in most of the segment of the society. So everyone is not a participant. That means it will lead to the biasness of the result of the survey result. So there is algorithmic bias, and based on if we are making any kind of decision, it will lead to the ethical concern or sometime at the algorithmic bias too. So next is sixth is bureaucratic resistance and capital deficit. Bureaucratic resistance, what do you mean by that? It is like all the bureaucrats don't want to change. The change management is slow in large bureaucracy. Many officials lack the digital skills or mindset needed for the governance. There is a political will, there is a requirement of bureaucratic will to bring the new changes so that they can be implemented. And when the senior ones, maybe they are skilled, they are efficient, but when it comes to the digital implementation, they are not that much efficient, because at that time technology was not that advanced, but the resistance is there. They do not want to change. So this is the another constant in front of digital governance. So resistance to transparency and real-time scrutiny also hamper reform efforts. So seventh is over centralization and exclusion. So Aadhaar linked service delivery has been critiqued for excluding genuine beneficiaries due to authentication failure or database mismatch. So last I will explain the over centralization and exclusion. Aadhaar linked service delivery has been critiqued for excluding genuine beneficiaries due to the authentication failure or database mismatch. So centralized digital governance can disempower local governance institution if not designed carefully. So these are some of the challenges in front of digital governance. So until and unless government is able to remove these divide, so if we want to recommend some change so that we can deal with these problems or these challenges, first of all we need to bridge the digital divide gap. Strengthening the digital literacy can afford affordable internet can be very much helpful. If government is able to provide easy, accessible and cheap internet, it will lead to the bridging the gap between digital divide. Next is robust data protection law. Although there is a Digital Personal Data Protection Act that is 2023 with strong institutional mechanism, grievance redressal and user consent framework, but the enforcement has to be taken care. This is the another policy recommendation. Third is inclusive design thinking. Develop a multilingual intuitive platform with voice based and offline capabilities to cater to the all demographic, especially the elderly and illiterate. So there is need of inclusive design thinking. Fourth is cyber security infrastructure. There is need to invest national level computer emergency response teams, ethical hacking programs and capacity building in ethical AI development. Until and unless people are aware about the what are the cyber security measures they can take into consideration, what settings they need to change in their computers and their laptops, it is not going to help. So cyber security infrastructure is needed. It has to be very strong and people should be given time to time awareness about the cyber security, and for which we need a proper strong cyber security infrastructure. Fifth is capacity building in bureaucracy. Now what is that? There is a implement continuous digital training for government employees under Mission Karam Yogi, or build a future ready tech savvy public workforce. But when it comes to the real implementation, there is a gap. Although they have started capacity building programs for teaching bureaucrats who are senior, who should need to change, but they are not able to change because they actually don't want to learn something which can be helpful for everyone. So although Mission Karam Yogi is another mission which has been started by the government, but it is how much successful we will see it in future. So last is citizen data cooperatives. Empower citizens to own and monetize their data responsibly through framework, data empowerment and protection architecture. So if we talk about the conclusion, digital governance when done right can transform the citizen state interface, enhance the quality of life and democratize access to the public services. So in if we want to conclude in real sense, if we want to implement good governance, transparency, accountability, there is no comparison that we can bring it without digital governance. But we have to be very much government has to win the public trust. It should be transparent. They have to build a strong structure where we can establish the complete building. So it requires ethical forecast, including trust and accountable institutions, and we need to balance efficiency with empathy and innovation with the safeguard. We need not to stop bring new innovation, but safeguard are also necessary. So I hope it is you are able to understand. So here I conclude that digital governance not only helpful, it can lead to the new innovations, but it should be done carefully. Thank you.